wave of feminism began to spill onto beckoning shores across the world. It was then that women picked up their pens. They wrote about their mistreatment, their hunger, their yearning for life beyond their father or their husband's homes. They were fighting for basic rights, the right to an education, to own land, vote, even the right to refuse their husband's advances. I think about those early feminists and abolitionists and how because of them and their sacrifices, we are able to gather here today and make our voices heard. But we all know that even 200 years later, the fight for equality is not over. At birth, women become intertwined in a sisterhood born of shared experiences. At a young age, we become victimized by oppression. We are told that we are lesser than our male counterparts, that no matter the length of our resumes and our years of hard work, the only way we will earn a seat at the table is if we bring our own folding chair. Yep. But we're smarter than that. We know our worth. Every single person here today is an example of our strength, our resilience, and our refusal to give up when the goings get tough, because we know the truth about our sisterhood. Even when our country seems to be at its most divided, we can find our empowerment in each other.
Yes, we can.
The only positive thing that the Trump administration has given me is thick skin. And I think that many of you could say the same thing. We will not allow ourselves to become voices lost in a crowd. We will not go quietly, and we will not give up the fight for equality. As I was writing this speech, I began to think about the struggles that the women before me have faced so that I wouldn't have to face the same struggles. I think about my grandmother who had to petition the local school board just to let her daughters wear pants to school in the freezing winter. I think about my mother who had to break through in a career path dominated by men. I think about my own story, how at the age of 13, a male politician suggested to me that I consider going into nursing instead of following my plans to become a lawyer. I think about the struggles of women around the world who still lack education, the rights to their own bodies, the rights to govern. I think how difficult it is for us to speak about the challenges we face as women because the word feminism is considered a filthy word. And I know why a lot of people might say feminism is a filthy word. It's because our oppressors are afraid of what we can accomplish when we are collectively empowered. They are afraid because they know that we will demand more of them. We will demand that they listen to us and hear our stories. We demand that our rights to health care are secured. We demand that we be paid equally to men for the equal amount of work that we're doing, and that our resumes stop being overlooked simply because of our sex. We demand they dismantle their good old boys club and actually listen to their constituents that they're supposed to be representing. We demand that we can be protected from domestic abuse, sexual harassment, and other violent crimes. We demand to be heard, and that threatens the way that our society has viewed women for far too long. Feminism is only considered a filthy word because the patriarchy fears what we are capable of when we are empowered. Somebody once told me that activism is hard work because it is heart work, and I couldn't agree more. This fight for our basic rights has been going on for generations, continued by steadfast women whose feet stand tall on the ground, never to back down. As feminists, we will use our fearless voices to stand up for ourselves and to amplify those who have been unable to be heard in a society brimming with adversity. Our nation, our state, our little community will never find peace when more than half of its population is silent. We are standing here together in this awful weather to demand a better tomorrow for our sisters to come. That they might grow up in a world where they are able to pursue the paths they want, speak the way they want, and be the women they want. Our fight doesn't end here, and it doesn't end once Trump is taken out of office. It ends once our rights are protected, glass ceilings are shattered, and society is reconditioned to accept women as groundbreakers, lawmakers, and earth shakers. We are here to remind our government that we will never give up the fight, not only for ourselves, but for other women to be heard. They will hear our feet march on this cold ground. Our indignant voices drift across our city, and they will see us become the women to break our shackles and cause a revolution.